The United Kingdom 2 pence coin dated 2000 is a decimal circulation coin that occupies a particularly significant place in British numismatic, cultural, and historical contexts because it was issued at the symbolic threshold of the new millennium, reflecting both continuity and transition within the United Kingdom's monetary system, which had been fully decimalized since 1971 and by the year 2000 had become deeply embedded in everyday economic life, unlike earlier 2 pence coins struck in bronze prior to 1992. The 2000 issue is made of copper-plated steel, a change introduced to reduce production costs and improve durability, giving the coin a bright copper appearance while being magnetic, with a standard weight of approximately 7.12 grams, a diameter of 25.91 millimeters, and a thickness of about 1.85 millimeters, maintaining consistent physical specifications to ensure compatibility with vending machines and automated systems increasingly common at the turn of the century. The obverse of the coin bears the fourth definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley and introduced in 1998, depicting the Queen facing right with a more mature and realistic likeness than previous effigies, showing sharper facial features, a dignified expression, and wearing the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, symbolizing experience, authority, and longevity, with the surrounding Latin inscription, Elizabeth II, Dei, Gratia, Regina, Fid, Def, meaning Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith, underscoring the constitutional and religious dimensions of the British monarchy as they persisted into the 21st century. The reverse design continues the long-standing motif created by Christopher Ironside in 1971, featuring the Prince of Wales's feathers, consisting of 3 ostrich plumes emerging from a coronet, accompanied by the historic German motto, Ich diene, meaning, I serve, a phrase associated with medieval chivalric tradition and the role of the heir apparent, beneath which appear the denomination 2 pence and the date 2000, visually anchoring the coin's value and moment of issue. The coin was struck by the Royal Mint at Llantrisant, Wales, a technologically advanced facility capable of mass production with precise quality control, and in the year 2000 the Royal Mint was operating in a period of modernization, reflecting broader national shifts toward digital finance, electronic payments, and globalization, even as physical coinage remained essential for daily transactions such as public transport, parking meters, small retail purchases, and charitable giving. Historically, the year 2000 marked a moment of reflection and anticipation in the United Kingdom, with society emerging from the political changes of the late 1990s, including devolution in Scotland and Wales, the Good Friday Agreement in Northern Ireland, and debates about Britain's role in the European Union, all of which formed the broader social environment in which this coin circulated silently through countless hands, shops, and institutions. From a numismatic standpoint, the 2002 pence coin is considered a common circulation issue with a very high mintage running into the hundreds of millions, meaning it generally holds little intrinsic monetary value beyond face value unless found in uncirculated condition. Brilliant uncirculated mint sets, proof sets, or with notable minting errors such as die misalignment, double strikes, off-metal errors, or missing plating, which can significantly increase collector interest and market price. Nevertheless, the coin's true importance lies in its representational value, as it embodies the transition from the late 20th century into the 21st century, the enduring reign of Queen Elizabeth II, who in 2000 had already ruled for nearly 48 years, and the continuity of British heraldic symbolism preserved through coin design. Culturally, the 2 pence coin remained a familiar and often overlooked object, yet one deeply woven into everyday British life, used by children saving pocket money, adults making exact change, and charities collecting donations, while also serving as a tactile reminder of national identity at a time when society was becoming increasingly digital and cashless. In summary, the United Kingdom 2 pence coin dated 2000 is a small but meaningful artifact that encapsulates modern British history, combining economic practicality, royal symbolism, metallurgical evolution, and millennium-era context into a single circulating object that reflects both tradition and adaptation within the United Kingdom at the dawn of a new century. The United Kingdom 2 pence coin dated 1990 is a decimal circulation coin introduced as part of the UK's modern monetary system, which itself originated on February 15, 1971 during the process known as Decimal Day, when Britain transitioned from the old pounds, shillings, and pence system to a simpler base 10 structure. And by 1990 the 2 pence coin had already become a familiar and essential component of everyday British commerce, serving as a low-denomination coin widely used for small transactions, change-making, and pricing psychology in retail environments. The coin is made primarily of copper-plated steel, having replaced the earlier solid bronze composition in 1992, meaning the 1990 issue is among the last bronze 2 pence coins, composed of approximately 97% copper with small amounts of zinc and tin, giving it a warm reddish-brown color, substantial weight, and distinctive metallic ring when struck, with a mass of 7.12 grams, a diameter of 25.91 millimeters, and a thickness of approximately 1.85 millimeters, reflecting the robust coinage standards of the Royal Mint during the late 20th century. The obverse of the coin features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Maklauf, which was introduced in 1985 and depicts the Queen facing right, wearing the royal diadem worn at the state opening of Parliament, along with drop earrings and a necklace, symbolizing continuity, constitutional monarchy, and the Queen's role as head of state, while the surrounding Latin inscription reads, Elizabeth II Dei Gratia Regina FOD, translating to Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith, a title deeply rooted in British religious and political history dating back to the reign of Henry VIII. The reverse design, created by Christopher Ironside, displays the Prince of Wales's feathers, 3 ostrich plumes emerging from a coronet, with the German motto, Ich diene, meaning, I serve, a medieval phrase associated with Edward the Black Prince and symbolizing duty, service, and loyalty to the crown, beneath which appears the denomination 2 pence and the date 1990, emphasizing both value and year of minting. The coin was struck by the Royal Mint, primarily at Llantrisant in Wales, a facility that had become the central hub of British coin production, utilizing advanced industrial minting techniques capable of producing millions of coins annually to meet national demand. In 1990, the United Kingdom was undergoing notable political and social transitions, including the final year of Margaret Thatcher's premiership, economic restructuring, debates over European integration, and shifts in industrial labor, all of which form the broader historical backdrop against which this coin circulated in the pockets of citizens, passed through shops, buses, vending machines, and homes, silently witnessing daily life during the late Cold War era. From a numismatic perspective, the 1992 pence coin is generally considered common, with a high mintage running into the hundreds of millions, meaning it holds modest monetary value today unless found in exceptional uncirculated condition, proof finish, or with minting errors such as off-center strikes, die cracks, or double inscriptions, which can significantly increase collector interest. Nevertheless, its historical importance lies not in rarity but in representation, as it embodies the final chapter of Britain's bronze coinage tradition, the long reign of Queen Elizabeth II, who by 1990 had already ruled for nearly 4 decades, and the enduring symbolism of monarchy expressed through carefully curated imagery and inscriptions. Culturally, the 2 pence coin also occupies a place in British identity, often referenced in idioms such as spend a penny, featured in children's collections, school lessons, and everyday exchanges, and retained by many individuals as souvenirs of a pre-digital economy when physical currency played a more central role in daily transactions. Overall, the 1990 United Kingdom 2 pence coin stands as a tangible artifact of modern British history, blending artistry, metallurgy, monarchy, and social function into a small yet meaningful object that reflects the values, economy, and traditions of the nation at the close of the next top 4. The United Kingdom New Pence 2 pence coin dated 1978 with Queen Elizabeth II is a bronze decimal coin issued during a significant phase of modern British monetary history, firmly within the post-decimal era that followed Decimal Day on February 15, 1971, when the United Kingdom replaced its centuries-old pounds, shillings, and pence system with a simplified decimal structure of 100 pence to 1 pound. The continued use of the wording New Pence on coins dated from 1971 to 1981, including the 1978 issue, served as a clear public reminder that these were part of the new system and not related to the old penny, a distinction especially important during the transitional decade when older citizens were still adjusting to decimal currency. The obverse of the 1978 2 pence coin features the second definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by renowned sculptor Arnold Machin, depicting the Queen facing right and wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, an iconic image that became one of the most recognized representations of the monarch and appeared on British coins from 1968 until it was replaced in 1985, admired for its dignified realism and classical style. Surrounding the portrait is the Latin inscription Elizabeth II D.G. Reg. F.O.D. 1978, which translates to Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith, reflecting the traditional titles of the British monarch and maintaining continuity with centuries of British coinage. The reverse design, created by Christopher Ironside, displays the badge of the Prince of Wales, consisting of 3 ostrich feathers emerging from a coronet, tied with a scroll bearing the motto Ich diene, meaning I serve, a phrase historically associated with humility, duty, and loyalty, reinforcing themes of service and constitutional monarchy. Above this heraldic emblem appears the denomination 2 new pence, clearly identifying the coin's value within the decimal system. The coin is struck in bronze, an alloy primarily composed of copper with small amounts of tin and zinc, giving it a warm reddish-brown color when new, though most circulated examples today show varying degrees of darkening, toning, or wear due to oxidation and decades of handling. Physically, the 1978 2-pence coin has a diameter of 25.9 millimeters, a weight of 7.12 grams, and a plain edge, making it noticeably larger and heavier than the reduced-sized copper-plated steel 2-pence coins introduced in 1992, and many people remember it for its solid feel in the hand. The coin was produced by the Royal Mint, primarily at Tower Hill in London, though by the late 1970s production was increasingly associated with the newer Llantrisant Mint in Wales, reflecting the modernization of Britain's minting infrastructure. Large quantities of the 1978 2-pence coin were struck for circulation, as it was a commonly used denomination during a period marked by inflation, economic difficulty, labor unrest, and everyday cash transactions involving small amounts, such as bus fares, snacks, newspapers, and school purchases, making the coin an everyday object closely tied to daily life in late 1970s Britain. Although the coin is not rare due to its high mintage, it remains of strong interest to collectors because it belongs to the complete New Pence series, which officially ended in 1981, after which British coins adopted the simpler inscription pence, starting in 1982, making the earlier coins a clearly defined and historically meaningful group. In terms of value, the 1978 2-pence coin typically has minimal monetary worth in circulated condition, but examples in uncirculated or proof condition, especially those preserved in original mint sets, are more desirable and can command higher prices among collectors. Beyond its financial value, the coin holds historical, cultural, and educational significance, representing a mature stage of Queen Elizabeth II's long reign, Britain's adjustment to modern currency, and the design philosophy of late British coinage. Today, the 1978 New Pence 2-pence coin remains legal tender, though rarely used in everyday transactions, and it stands as a small yet enduring symbol of the United Kingdom's economic evolution, royal continuity, and the ordinary experiences of life in Britain during the final decades of the encapsulating tradition, change, and national identity within a single familiar piece of bronze. Next, top 3. The United Kingdom New Pence 2-pence coin dated 1975 with a portrait of Queen Elizabeth II is a copper coin that belongs to the early decimal coinage of Britain, introduced after the country's major currency reform known as Decimal Day, which took place on February 15, 1971, when the old system of pounds, shillings, and pence was replaced with a decimal system of 100 pence to 1 pound. The 2-pence coin was one of the key denominations created to ease the transition for the public, and coins dated 1971 to 1981 famously bear the inscription New Pence on the reverse to distinguish them from the old pre-decimal pennies, making the 1975 issue part of this historically important transitional period. The obverse of the coin features the second definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin, showing the Queen facing right, wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a design widely admired for its elegance and realism and used on British coinage from 1968 until 1984, with a surrounding legend reading Elizabeth II D.G. Reg. F.O.D. 1975, which is the Latin abbreviation for Dei Gratia Regina, Fidei Defensor, meaning, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. The reverse design, created by Christopher Ironside, depicts the Prince of Wales's feathers, a traditional heraldic badge consisting of 3 ostrich feathers emerging from a coronet, with the motto Ich diene, German for I serve, on a scroll beneath, symbolizing service and loyalty. And above the design appears the denomination 2 new pence, emphasizing its decimal nature. The coin is made of bronze, an alloy of copper, tin, and zinc, giving it a rich reddish-brown color when new, though many surviving examples have darkened over time due to oxidation. It has a diameter of 25.9 millimeters, a weight of 7.12 grams, and a plain edge, making it physically substantial compared to later reduced-size coins. The 1975 2-pence coin was struck at the Royal Mint, primarily at Tower Hill Inn, London, as the Llantrisant Mint in Wales was still in the process of becoming fully operational for large-scale production, and millions of examples were produced to meet circulation needs, meaning the coin is generally common rather than rare, though its value increases significantly in uncirculated or proof condition. During the 1970s, Britain faced high inflation and economic challenges, and everyday coins like the 2 pence played an important role in daily transactions such as public transport fares, newspapers, and small food purchases, making the coin a tangible witness to the social and economic life of the era. In 1982, the wording on British coins was changed from new pence to simply pence, marking the end of the transition period, which makes all coins dated 1971 to 1981, including the 1975 issue, part of a clearly defined and collectible series. Although the 1975 2-pence coin has little intrinsic metal value today, it holds historical, educational, and nostalgic significance, especially for collectors of British decimal coinage and for those interested in the long reign of Queen Elizabeth II, whose portrait appeared on UK coins for over 7 decades. Today, the coin is still legal tender, though rarely used, and it remains a popular entry-level collectible due to its affordability, clear symbolism, and connection to one of the most important monetary reforms in British history, representing not just a denomination of currency, but a snapshot of the United Kingdom in the mid-1970s, blending royal tradition, modern design, and economic change into a single enduring object. Next, top 2.